This is the Infantino Sash Mei Tai, and it is one of the least expensive carriers you can find out there. It's between $20 and $30 depending on where you look, or you can find it used even less expensive some places. A Mei Tai is just a carrier that it's going to be very, very similar to a soft structured carrier like an Ergo or a Tula, except instead of buckling, it ties on. So you've got these really long ties on the top and then somewhat shorter ties on the bottom. And normally with a bigger baby, they fit knee to knee across this panel here, but obviously with a newborn, this is going to be too big. So the biggest thing that you want to do is kind of cinch this up. Another problem is that this is quite long, and your newborn is going to be a little bit shorter. So we need to shorten this, and we need to cinch this small enough so that their little legs can go through. So the way that we're going to do the first part, which is making this shorter, is you can just kind of roll it. And you can kind of experiment with how short you need it to be. So if this is too short, you can just do one roll, or if it's not short enough, you can do another. That would be quite short. So you can do it like that. I don't like the way that looks, so I'm going to roll it inside of itself just because I don't want the tag showing. And I'm actually going to tie it really, really high. If you tie it down by your waist, baby's going to be quite low. And with any baby wearing position, you want them to be high enough to kiss. And the reason for that is so that you can monitor their breathing. And I've never had a baby slip, but if they do start to slip, you can catch it really quickly. And just so that you can be kind of close to your baby. So I've rolled it twice, and then I'm going to tie this waist part in a true knot behind me. Okay, so that solved the shortness problem. Now we need to solve the wideness problem. Now it's a little trickier with this Mei Tai than other ones because this Mei Tai is a little bit more structured, it's a little thicker, but all you need to do is just kind of bunch it up. With some Mei Tais you can just bunch it up and that'll be enough, but if it's quite thick like this one, you can just take a string or yarn or anything really to just kind of tighten it, and we're just going to tie that in a little knot. So I've got my piece of string, and it's going to take some experimenting to kind of see what fits your baby. That looks like it's about the width of Irene's knees. You want a baby to fit knee to knee. That way that's kind of a more ergonomic position for them. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this. And you're going to take your baby. This is Irene. She's a month old and she's about 9 pounds, 10 ounces. But I have done this with her when she was smaller. So next you're going to want to put your baby in. Now you can just hang this down like an apron to do this. And you want baby to fit their little hips right where that string was. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hold her with one hand while we pass the straps behind us. And we're going to make an X on our back. Hi, baby. So I pass that to this hand, and I'm going to hold that secure while I pass this one around as well. Okay. So I've made the X. Now the carrier is what is holding her on. What you want to do is make sure that you close up this gap right here. So the Mei Tai, the Infantino one, has little straps. You can use those or not. I don't really use those, but you can. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cross it underneath baby. Now you can just cross underneath and tie, or you can do what's called the Lexi twist, whatever you find more comfortable. And we're going to put it underneath their feet. Bring it around behind, and again, tie in a knot. Now Irene's a little older, she's a little better at holding her head up, and so it's fine, but if there's a little gapping right here, what you can do is take like a blanket or burp rag, and roll it up. Hi, baby. And stick it behind in that little gap to kind of support their head more. If your baby is a little bit younger, And you can see she's close enough to kiss. She's still kind of high, so if we wanted to, we could lower her down, just so her face isn't all up in my face. Oh, shh. So you can see she's close enough to kiss. I can monitor her breathing. If you find that it's not quite working, you can kind of pull these to the side a little bit to kind of tighten it. She's a little fussy because she wants to nurse, so you can nurse in this carrier, just like all the other carriers I've shown you. So you want to make sure that you are untying the long straps. We're going to loosen it on up. And we're going to kind of bounce her down. And if you guys want more privacy, you can wear layered shirts. Seriously, when you do this, it's really hard for anyone to tell that you're nursing. So you're going to go ahead and unlatch. I know, sweetie. Hold on. And I'm going to shift her to the side a little bit. Latch her on. And then again, you just come back and retie. Alright, so we've got baby all latched, and we're going to go ahead and tie again. And you know what? I don't think you can see. So again, you can just cross underneath like this too. Whatever you want to do. So I did the Lexi twist before, where I kind of twisted it around itself, or you can just cross it and tie behind. And I'm going to do a true knot. And this is still a little loose, so I'm going to feed that through. So I don't know if you saw, I fed it through, it crosses to this guy. And then just tighten it. And this is really nice with any of these carriers. If you layer your shirt, this is kind of a breastfeeding trick, but if you layer your shirts, so I've got like a tank top underneath and then have a normal shirt on top, she's nursing and you literally can't see anything at all. And you can do that with any carrier, whether it's a ring sling or a wrap or whatever you want to do. The important thing is that when they're done, you want to move them back up high enough to kiss. And again, that's just so that you can monitor their breathing and make sure that their chin doesn't tuck under. So I'm going to go ahead and let her nurse, and then I'll show you how to bounce her back up. When your baby's done nursing, you can just unlatch. Get yourself all situated. And then we're going to go ahead and bounce her right back up to where she was. So I'm untying the long straps in the back. If you accidentally untie the waist strap, just tie it back. And then I'm going to loosen them up. And I'm literally just going to do the same thing that I did. So first let me fix my shirt situation. So then I'm just going to kind of pull her back up so that she's close enough to kiss. Adjust the waist strap a little bit. And I'm keeping my hand on her back while I take my other hand to pull the strap behind it and passing it off. And then I'm going to keep this hand on her, pull the strap behind, and pass it off. And then I've got some slack over here, so I can kind of pull it to the side over here and also pull the corresponding strap. And again, you can just cross underneath, or you can twist and then cross, whichever one you want to do. Just making sure that it goes across the sides. And then we're going to tie in a knot. Now she's not pushed up against the straps, but if your baby is, you can kind of just pull a little to the side. That'll tighten it up and allow you to see them. So you can see I can fit 2 fingers under her chin. Her chin is not tucked. She's close enough to kiss. Because we tied that string, the wrap fits knee to knee. It's kind of sideways a little bit. Let's fix that. So her back is kind of creating this C shape. I know, you weren't really done nursing. We'll do that again in a sec. Her back is creating this C shape, which is just this nice ergonomic position. And because we did that string underneath, the wrap fits knee to knee. So her legs aren't spread too far, they're not just dangling down. So it's a nice comfortable position, and her legs make an M shape. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more about this carrier, I will have a video called All About Mei Tai's linked down below. It's probably my most popular baby wearing video, where you can see how I put my older daughter onto my back with it. Let me know in the comments what kind of carrier you'd like to see next. And thumbs up for baby wearing. I will link down below my baby wearing playlist, as well as wherever the eye is. I think it's over there. It might be over here. You can check out my baby wearing playlist and that video I was talking about, as well as other newborn carrying videos. Thanks for watching. Bye. This is the Infantino Sash Mei Tai, and it is one of the least expensive carriers you can find out there. It's between $20 and $30 depending on where you look, or you can find it used even less expensive some places. A Mei Tai is just a carrier that it's going to be very, very similar to a soft structured carrier like an Ergo or a Tula, except instead of buckling, it ties on. So you've got these really long ties on the top and then somewhat shorter ties on the bottom. And normally with a bigger baby, they fit knee to knee across this panel here, but obviously with a newborn, this is going to be too big. So the biggest thing that you want to do is kind of cinch this up. Another problem is that this is quite long, and your newborn is going to be a little bit shorter. So we need to shorten this, and we need to cinch this small enough so that their little legs can go through. So the way that we're going to do the first part, which is making this shorter, is you can just kind of roll it. And you can kind of experiment with how short you need it to be. So if this is